Welcome. I'm about to get on the air with Karyn Hayes-Ryan, and we just wanted to give you a sneak preview of one of our awesome speakers who's going to be speaking at on September 19th at the Agile Executive Forum. Karyn is an executive in the Agile space, and she's with an intelligence agency called the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. And without any further ado, I'm going to put the camera over to Karyn. And Karyn, thank you once again for freeing up some time on your schedule to fit this little talk in, and then thank you again for coming out on September 18th to talk to our audience over there. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and all this awesome work that you've been doing at the NGA?
Sure, thank you, and thank you for the invitation. I'm NGA's Component Acquisition Executive, which means I'm responsible for all acquisition activities across the agency. And as the CAE, I'm also responsible for the training, development, and professional certification of the acquisition workforce. I think when most people look at a DoD or an intelligence community agency, or frankly any government agency, they tend to look at that as a very bureaucratic position. And don't get me wrong, bureaucratic aspects into those tasks. But with our leadership, we've been encouraged to try to diversify our acquisition portfolio, to try to bring agility and speed, new industry members, academia, and different opportunities into our acquisition workforce. Personally, I've been an intelligence officer for 30 years. I have been in the acquisition or technical side of this for more than half of that time. I'm still a member of the DoD Acquisition Corps with certifications in program management, engineering, and information technology, but I'm also the agency agility executive. So in both the CAE and the agency agility role, I really emphasize the importance of agility from our small businesses, as well as the legacy and traditional defense industry partners that we have.
Well, that's an awesome introduction. Thank you for that. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your session, and then also why other leaders should consider attending a session. I personally consider it to be a must-attend, should not miss type session, but I've been biased because of the relationship that we've had. So I definitely would like, could you tell us in a few words what the session is about and what you'll be covering in terms of describing the work at NGA, and then also why specifically other leaders should definitely not miss your session.
Okay, absolutely. I'm going to focus a little bit on our investment in agency agility and agile acquisition. I want to talk about some lessons that we've learned. As a government agency, there are a lot of rules, and the rules are there to protect industry as well as the taxpayers, but how we've implemented them have really driven us to not be as effective in bringing new capabilities in to the government. So I'm going to talk about some specific successes we've had as we've tried to introduce agile acquisition into our workforce and our acquisition activities, as well as some, I'll call it lessons learned, and in one or two cases actually a failure of our implementation, but it's really to show what we've learned, how we're growing, and where we're going. I also want to talk about the workforce skill set alignment, because we do have to change our skills in our acquisition workforce. One, just so that we can learn how to be agile and how to implement new capabilities and technologies into our workforce, but also so that we can think differently in our processes and be more responsive to our users as well as our industry partners. And then talk about the IC, the intelligence community, and the Department of Defense's oversight of our organization, because they're still beholden to those initial bureaucratic rules they have to follow. I'd also like to talk about upcoming opportunities and invitations for the audience to participate with us. As far as why other executives should not miss this conversation, I think there is a significant part of industry out there that is steered away from the government because of the time-consuming nature, the length, endurance of contracts that have to occur to do business with us. And we want to say, hey, we're open for new ideas. And in fact, we're going to be meeting with executives from companies throughout Silicon Valley over the next couple days after the conference to tell them what we all want them to do, as well as to hear how they think we should behave differently. And then any of our legacy or traditional industry partners, I'd like to say, we're also looking to do things differently, and hopefully they'll engage with us as we move differently down this path.
Well, all